Yo, what's going on, guys? Been seeing a lot of tier lists recently, and I kind of just want to make my own and explain the reasonings, with and without bans, sort of. Um, the tier list is gonna be just overall characters being like OP or something. But if something gets banned, I will mention like if things will go up or not. For instance, a lot of the dive characters, so such as Black Panther. Um, Wolverine's not really a dive character; he's more like a tank buster. But he goes up there as well. Psylocke, Iron Fist, where are they? Magic, and Star Lord, I guess too. Maybe even Scarlet Witch. All go up by a couple tiers because of right now. You will notice that in a lot of my games in GM or Diamond, people ban Hawkeye, people ban Mantis, which basically buffs Hella Hawkeye. Um, But mostly in every game, you'll see Hawkeye, Hela, maybe even Mantis bans, right? Even Namor, Psylocke. But when these gets banned, a lot of the flankers just become like a lot more powerful, if that makes sense. Just because they get to play the game without having to deal with poke. Um, but keep it that in mind. Just know that they'll go up a couple tiers if things get banned. Um, let's start with just Adam, I guess. Adam's A. His healing is whatever. The main reason you would play this guy is because of Bond, the team up, and his res. All three make this character just stupid OP. Not OP, but like it's really good. His base damage is like insane. 20 meters, he's basically hella in a sense. Um, Black Panther, like I said, flankers with all these like poke characters kind of just don't do much. Um, they can blow you up, but if they have healers and poke characters and like CC, Black Panther just blows up. Um, but if let's say you ban Hawkeye, Hela, and Mantis or something like that, this guy goes up to like A, maybe even B. I would say like safely he'd probably be A because there really isn't that much he could get poked by. Maybe tanks, but like he can live through tanks. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. His combo game is pretty crazy, but like once he uses everything, he's just waiting to reset, and he's basically useless until he gets his dash and harpoons, whatever the fuck they're called. Black Widow, depending on the map, she's either A or just C. There's a lot of close quarter maps in this game, and this character doesn't really excel at close quarters, especially if they play like Magic, Psylocke, Hela even. Like she just doesn't get a lot off. You can one shot with this character to the head if you have a Mantis buff and you shoot any squishy in the game. But why run this when you can run Hela or Hawkeye? Hawkeye doesn't even need a Mantis damage buff, and the ult is just kind of mediocre. So she's kind of just down here. If there's more long range maps, maybe she'll go up to like B, but she's just C right now. Hulk. I'm only gonna put Hulk in A just because of his team up. That's the main reason why you even see Hulks. That and also he's kind of just like a Venom when it comes to being oppressive, but at the same time he has way more mobility than all the tanks combined. He could just constantly jump to like reposition, and no one really else could do that besides like maybe Captain America now. But Captain America is just super squishy and doesn't really have much besides rally in his whole kit. Um, Maybe if you have Thor on your team, he's a lot more scary. But yeah, we're gonna put this guy in. I want to say C, but he's not that bad. I'll just put him in B. Cloak and Dagger. There really isn't much to say about Captain America. I'm just gonna keep it at he's okay if you need a shield, but I feel like he's half a character if he doesn't have Thor on his team. Cloak and Dagger, I think he's really fucking powerful. Depending on the comp and the bands, this character is either A or S. The healing that she provides is insane, and then the vulnerable for tank busting is also insane. 3 seconds of 20% vulnerability and a blind, I think is really powerful. Um, Strange is by far the best tank in the game. Um, he literally has everything. He's the jack of all trades, but really like a master at just maybe burst. Um, with Hulk, he's just S plus. If he hits a fat ult, you're guaranteed dead. Like if he knows how to play strange, he has his meter's fully charged. He hits a fat ult. He gets to your squishies low and then pops his E. Everyone's exploding. He doesn't even need his teammates when he does that. Um, yeah, this character just has everything. He has verticality. He has a shield. He has good health. He has good damage. He has good poke. Uh, Everything. That's why you see like a lot of players play Strange. There really isn't another character like Strange right now. People will say like maybe Magneto, but Magneto doesn't have verticality. Magneto doesn't have like a crazy ult. I guess his ult is pretty crazy. Like we'll get to him, but these guys are not the same. Groot's good. Groot is basically just a big shield in a sense. That's all he really has going for him. He has good burst. He has good, decent poke, but he's limited to range. Um, is all is good combo food with other characters, other DPS, such as like maybe Moon Knight, Neymar, uh, heck, I guess even Iron Man. But you never really see that combo unless like it's desperation and it's like last second or overtime. But he's good. I'll order these later. Hawkeye. Hawkeye is by far the one of the insane. If you're good at this character and consistent with this character, this is by far the best fucking DPS in the game. Um, Bro can just one tap you across the map without even knowing where he's at because of how silent his shots are. Um, his ult generation is insane, which isn't really like the craziest thing about his kit. I guess it's sort of crazy because he doesn't really have to let his bow draw back. It's already fully charged once you left click. So it's kind of like half second left clicks into just letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, shooting the clones. You can't headshot while you're in ult, but it doesn't even matter if you could just get Mantis damage boost and shoot all the illusions and two tap every single swishy in the game. I think it's two tap or three tap. I honestly don't remember. But why does it matter when you could just rapid fire and call who you're shooting and everyone focuses that target? Um, yeah, the only thing that he's lacking is mobility. I guess he has a double jump. He has a knockback, but like if you have anyone like Psylocke, um, or Star Lord, they're not gonna play in that range where you can knock him back or anything like that. They're just gonna play in your like the medium range and poke you to death, and you're just dead. Um, and things like we'll get to that later, but Hawkeye's really fucking good. Hela is also up there. Um, if Hawkeye's banned and Hela isn't, you're playing Hela. If Hela's banned and Hawkeye isn't, you're playing Hawkeye. Um, if your teammates can, then you're kind of like missing out on a lot of like damage, honestly, compared to anyone else. I guess you could put like Moon Knight up there, but we'll get to that. I'll explain the reasonings and everything. But yeah, Hela all around. Everyone knows Hela. If you played the CBT and the CAT, the cat tests, she's just stupid OP. She was basically a sniper in the cat test. Um, but they nerfed her fall off by like I think 10 meters. It was like 40 meters when she was able to two tap or something like that. Now it's like 30ish or 20ish. I don't remember. I don't know the exact numbers, but it doesn't feel like anything's changed from cat to beta to live servers. Honestly, she's still just overly like oppressive. And her ult's basically a second life if you think about it like that. You could just go in. If they all look at you, you get to half HP or something. You just pop ult, and now you're 1,000 HP or something like that in the air. Just raining down hell on people. I can actually fact check myself. I actually want to know exactly how much HP she has in the air. Okay, I was right. She has 1,000 HP up there. It's yeah. There you go. But yeah, she's good. I there's not like I feel like if no one understands that by now, then You're probably bronze. I'm sorry. I don't know. Iron Fist. This character is interesting. This character can do a lot, but in the right hands. The parry can stop a lot of CC on this guy, which is his biggest weakness. Also, poke is his biggest. Poke is also his biggest weakness. So like hella Hawkeye. But if these things are banned, this guy's like A, maybe S, honestly. To some of y'all that might be like crazy, but how are you supposed to stop this guy when he's in your face? You dump CC on him, he parries it all, he gets shield, he goes from 250 to 400 HP once you like miss a couple things, and then he just beats your head in. And if he has like a Venom or a Hulk or someone just helping him, he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. And with a lot of dive characters, if Mantis isn't banned, all these dive characters are also gonna have healing over time and damage boost, like perma. I would know because I play like so much Mantis, and that's all I do with my fucking DPS players. I have 10 out. I mean, I have more because I scrim a lot, but I have like at least like 15, maybe 20 hours on Mantis, and just perma buffing Iron Man, flankers, DPS, everything. But yeah, Iron Man, same thing. This character is kind of like B, but if pokers are banned, this character goes from B to A, and then if he has Hulk buff, he goes from A to S. So, um, yeah, I think B is fine for now. Just like overall, like comparing every other DPS to him, he's just B, without any of those applications. I'm not talking about this character. Jeff is a meme. Um, as of right now, he's a meme in my opinion. The only thing he has going for him is his ult being taking the properties of his shift, which let him heal under the ground, and also his hitbox only being his fin and slightly above his fin. But that's it. Like bro is just invincible. You have to basically counter this guy's ult with another ult. So a lot of people what they do is they go Magneto, Strange, and if they have a Shark, Magneto just saves ult for Shark and just nukes him. But if the Shark eats the Magneto, um, yeah, he's whatever. But Magneto is I think invulnerable to CC while he's in ult, so basically you just pop at the same time the Shark does. Um, what else? There's like one other counter to this character, but Wolverine. Wolverine, for some reason, is the only character that can CC Shark under the ground. It might be a bug, but that's the only character in the game that can scoop or un-CC or they can actually hit this bozo under the ground. He can make him come out of the ground if he uses shift on him. Don't know if it's a bug, but it's a thing. But his healing is super. Like I keep on calling it consistently inconsistent. You can beam someone for like all your like water, whatever you want to call it, and it feels like you only hit half of it. It might be because I'm from NA and I play on a lot of EU servers, and I try my best to hit everything on EU servers, and I just can't do anything with this guy. Um, but yeah, the last thing I'll say about this character is that there is some untapped potential with his bubbles. I think with brawl comp, with like maybe I don't know what you'd even run for a healer comp. Um, Probably Luna and Shark, or maybe I don't know, maybe Mantis Shark or something. But if you play like a tanky comp where you want to just speed in and go like ham, uh, this is one character you could run in your comp. You could also run Storm, but I feel like Storm is so weak right now, then you can't really like. It's just better to run maybe Jeff, because his team up with Luna is actually pretty good. He gets no fall off on his bubbles when he pops the team up. 50% slow too. I don't think it says there's fall off, but there is no fall off. I know. I've done it yesterday. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about him. I'm just gonna put him in D just because in high level play, the shark is just whatever. If I'm, but I'm also a Jeff hater, so maybe it's just D, so C. But I'll put him in C just for now, because I know people are gonna be angry. Loki, Loki's probably the hardest support in the game. Um, there are a fair amount of one-trick Lokis in the top level, but they play like freaks. Like I don't know how to describe besides being freaks. Um, they play like high off the top rope, fucking off angles, and they spam your supports and barely even heal. If they heal, I feel like they're not like you're just bound to lose because they're not doing what they normally do. Um, but I honestly don't know how you even play this character anymore. From going from the cat to the beta to live servers anymore. Um, his healing with all his clones up is pretty good, but once you lose clones and once your clones are LOS of your the people that need healing, it just gets a lot of it just gets finicky and like frustrating. Um, but I will say this character does have like potential to be like really fucking OP because his ult's insane. His runes were basically atom bond, but it's in a field. Um, but yeah, for now he's B. Um, I feel like with time, maybe he's A, and maybe even S, depending on what gets banned. Luna is by far one of the best supports in the game, hands down. I can't really say anything besides that. She has CC, she has self healing in a way. She has a decent team up with a lot of people, such as Iron Fist when she gets the knockback, which is nice. Um, what else? Her ult is basically like Transcendence from Overwatch, Zenyatta. But you can switch to damage boost. It's just good. Is there anything else? Oh, if there is a Spider-Man and you have an Iron Fist on your team, it's actually so nice to use the knockback because that basically keeps you at like 25 HP after the Venom and the Mantis boost. Um, I've only done it once because there's no Iron Fists in GM. Yeah, Magic is A. She's probably by far the best melee in the game. She just has a lot of applications with her imp, and she does have like a guaranteed one shot if she hits everything. So yeah, she's just probably by far the best melee DPS in the game, and she has a lot of survivability in her kit. um, yeah, that's honestly like there's nothing really else to say about her. And if you ban poke, she's just up in S. Like honestly. Um, Magneto, Magneto is a uh. There was something I was gonna say about Magneto and I already forgot, but Magneto's good. With team up, he's still just decent. They nerfed the living shit out of his team up with Scarlet Witch, and even with Mantis damage buff, I feel like it's just still mid. I thought like maybe if you buff the living hell out of Magneto with like all the damage amp and like whatever the hell he wants, he would be like before. No, I don't know what the hell they did to the team up, but it's just really bad. Um, but as a off tank, he's probably the best because he provides a lot more uh downtime for Strange to get like his shield back, to poke more, to look for ults. Like he's just like the perfect combo with Strange. And his damage is probably like the second best when it comes to poke. Uh, the other one would be probably like Thor and maybe Mantis, but my thoughts on Mantis is pretty harsh, I guess. Mantis. Wait, did I say Mantis or Penny? I might have to say Penny. Mantis. She's honestly like if you have a Hela on your team and you play with your Hela perma, you win every game. You perma buff your Hela, you perma buff yourself, and you lane in the same like flanking like spots that your Hela does. It is probably the most insane thing you could do as a Mantis player. because her damage on her headshots with damage boost is pretty nuts. And if you have a Hela on your team, it just makes her life a lot easier. And you just probably could wipe the whole backline just with you two. Um, yeah, that's. I feel like that's a really good way to describe how you like Mantis is. Her ult is basically Luna's, but it's like 3 seconds slower or lower duration. I think it's like 6 seconds. It's either 6 or 8. I keep on forgetting. But you use this for like small bursts of like ults that they have. So like um things like strange ults, Psylocke ults. But Psylocke ult, you could probably if they focus anyone in the Psylocke ult, they just blow up. So you kind of want to save Luna for Psylocke. But if you only have Mantis, you use it to just to kite everyone out of the ult. Um, oh, and also Star-Lord ult. Mantis could pop ult for Starlock. There's only really a couple that are meta. Like you can't survive Punisher ult with Mantis ult. Even with Luna ult, you can't really survive. But if you have a Mantis and a Luna, the Mantis is always popping heals on everyone inside the Luna ult. So like they have double healing on them. It doesn't stack, but like they both apply at the same time. Well, I guess that makes like it stacks. I'm brain dead. Never mind. You know what I mean. But she's just good. She's by far the most insane character. She enables flankers. She enables flyers. And she enables snipers. Moon Knight. I'm trying to see. Either he goes A or B. No. I think I think he just goes B, honestly. This one's hard to even put, to be honest. Cause like he's good, but with with certain things banned. Like I don't think you main Moon Knight every single time. If they have like a tanky comp, he's like S or A. More like A. He still needs Mantis to like make the tank scared. Um, I'll put him high B because I honestly love Moon Knight. I have like a decent amount of hours on him. I won a lot of my games with him. Wait, let me see. Okay, I won half my games with him. Whatever, but it was more like I probably swapped to him because like desperation or something, and I needed to burst people down or something. But Moon Knight is really good, but it's depending on maps and it depends on the bands. So that's why he's honestly just in B. And a lot of the people in B are kind of the same boat type. Like there's just better characters, everything in B. But if bans go your way, like let's say Hawkeye, Hella are banned, most likely Hawkeye is in a bad play. Like Hawkeye's probably an A at that point, you know. But yeah, Moon Knight could be comboed with Groot, the Ankh. I don't really see a lot of people do it, but using Ankh with your ult just prevents people from living. Sorry, I had a cough. Um, and I guess I could kind of show it real quick because I have the game open. Um, no one, not that many people I see play Moon Knight do it, but it's it just prevents people from living. Honestly, like when you have ult, the first thing you want to do is pop it, and then when you pop it, immediately onk and just do your burst. It just prevents anyone from getting out of it because of the onk sucking them in, right? So like wherever your ult is, so let's say like oh they're kiting like this, you pop your onk in the middle of it, it brings them back in. And if they're tanky, you still wanna do your bursts. But yeah, that's Moon Knight. Neymar is kind of the same thing, but I think he's honestly like I want to say he's A, but I think he's also top of B because there's just better picks up here, and if any of these are banned, you could honestly just play Neymar. Neymar's base damage is still pretty good, and then his turrets just make it so any flankers just hate their life, and even tanks. Like if you're just shooting tanks and your turrets are all shooting the tanks, like it's pretty freaking annoying. Um, and then same thing like Moon Knight. He's good combo food with Groot. Penny, Penny. She's really good at anti-dive, but if there aren't any tanks banned, she's honestly between B and C. I know some people will say that this is a good solo tank character because she self-sustains with her traps and stuff. But on not like maybe like 70% of the maps, it's so fucking hard to keep your nest alive because of the angles they think is peak and stuff. I'm just gonna put it high C. Yummy. Um, there is a lot of tech with Penny that you can do to make her like more bearable. But even with all of that, if Hawkeye's alive, if Hela's alive, uh, literally any DPS that's fucking ranged, she's just blowing up. She's always under pressure. She's always gonna be annoyed by fucking DPS. But things like Black Panther, Magic, Star Lord, Iron Fist, she just feeds on those guys. So like I said, if things like Strange get banned, Groot get banned, Magneto get banned or something, more like Strange Magneto, if those two get banned, Penny and Groot are feeding. Like they are just gobbling all that up. Um, but if those two are banned, then you would have to need Hawkeye, Bucky banned as well, because Bucky just feeds on no shields. Bucky just looks for hook 90% of the time, and people just destroy that. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Salak broken. Like a toddler can learn how to do this the one shot combo or like the burst that this character could do. It's so like simple. Literally left click, right click into one tick of the left click into a dash, and it's just free. Um, I think there's a simpler way, or like a what's it called, a quicker way, but that's the way I know. It's just left click, right click, first tick of left click into dash. You don't have to right click it ever again because whenever you right click and dash, your needles come to you, so it does the right click for you. You could double dash them, I guess, after that, but it's just insane. And then all your cooldowns get refreshed the more you hit people. So like there was a time where I was under the influence, let's say, where I wasn't even keeping track of my cooldowns. But every time I pushed shift or E after left clicking people, it was just always up. I had no idea that my abilities were down at certain points. It was just how fast I was playing. My abilities were always up. So yeah, she might need like a tuning on her abilities, like cooldowns, so she doesn't always have them because it feels like she always has them. But yeah, she's just broken. I'll put her up here somewhere, like probably in front of Hela. Punisher A, like high A, just super consistent damage with his assault rifle. His turret, I think, is probably the most underrated thing about his whole kit. I actually won like a couple of my games as Punisher in GM just by sitting on the wheelchair. I call it the wheelchair, the turret. But I won so many games just by free farming. They just ignore me. They don't want to like something for some reason in higher level games, maybe even lower level games. No one wants to shoot Namor turrets, fucking Punisher turrets, um, Groot walls, what else is in the game? Any deployable in the game, no one wants to shoot it. Loki rune, Loki clones, Penny trap. No one wants to shoot any of that. I don't know why. So if I'm just on a turret, no one's shooting me. For some, even in GM games, like I feel like I have to show this. What were the games where I was playing it? Look, I don't know why it says Wolverine. I did not play Wolverine once. This is me sitting on a wheelchair and just free farming. 2 deaths. They all just got farmed. This was a fucking GM game. Look, same thing here. 17-4. I was just sitting on a wheelchair. They had a Penny Parker. I think the mag they swapped on defense. I think it's just hilarious. Yeah, this character's just good. The shotgun destroys any tank in the game. You don't even need uh Rocket Raccoon team up. If you do, against good healers, it doesn't even matter. Like you pump so much damage. If there's a tank in front of you and they're sitting in front of you the whole time with no cooldowns, they're dead. Punisher ult is pretty good, but with a lot of the poke characters right now, I feel like it's just scary to pop ult in wide swing unless you have like Magneto on your team. Magneto and like Bond or something. If these characters aren't banned and you're playing Punisher, it's really fucking hard to get a good Punisher ult. So maybe I want to put him down a little bit more. I'll put him here just because of that. But he's still good. He's really fucking good. Rockets. Oh god, I need to drink water for this one. I hate this character so much. I've had I played so much Rocket in the cat test, the see what the beta test, and with all the new healers and all the buffs to the healers and stuff, and like changes and stuff, and the new like new DPS. This is by far the most stinky poo poo like support in the game, and the reason why is his healing is okay. We'll start. We'll start with this. The damage on his left click is whatever. You don't really care about that. I did in the beta, but it's whatever. The healing is good, but compared to every healer in the game, his is by far like the shittiest on one person. It's good on a group, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you could honestly get away with Luna Mantis, and if you have Luna Mantis, you basically have AOE heals because of Mantis. Whoever is low or whoever's getting poked a lot, you just pop a heal on them. They can roam more, and they don't have to be clumped with your team, and it's just chill. Mantis ult is just way better than Rocket ult. Rocket ult, I guess it has like some applications, but it's just whatever. 40% damage buff is nice, but compared to all the other supports in the game, it's just not the greatest. Um, I will say though, the only time I would ever play Rocket is if we played for the Punisher or Bucky combo, like the team up. Then you're getting value, and then like it's just fine, you know. But I see so many Rocket one tricks. Like it's actually so draining to see one of them in my games. I wish I could see if like this guy doesn't play. This guy plays Spider-Man. Let me see if I can find one. It's actually so free to even ban. Like if I see a Rocket one trick in my game, I'm just banning it. I don't care. I'm banning it, and like they're just suffering. Okay, I think. Oh, I don't think that guy's a one trick. Oh, this guy might be 40, and oh my gosh, I think this guy's 100% a one trick. Cool, private profile. But you get what I'm saying. All these Rocket players just spam right click and just get carried in all their games. Like it kind of reminds me of like what Brig or what was this? Oh, Moira and fucking Overwatch. But in this game, these guys don't DPS. They just spam balls. They just look around, spam balls all day, and don't do anything else. Um, Scarlet Witch. We're just gonna put her. She really isn't anywhere in B. Like she's decent, but like I'm trying to compare. Like I can't really compare anyone. She's like high C. Um, and you would only really use her for the team up. But like, if you're using her for the team up, you were very desperate. I feel like. Okay, I will say if you do play her with like a Wolverine, it then becomes like, oh, you're just tank busting because she has very small percentage damage on her left click, and Wolverine has a lot of percentage damage on his left click. I think Wolverine's like a decent more, 1.5, and it goes up by 0.045 with each point of rage. And then I think hers is probably like just static, like 1.5 or something. Oh, sorry, zero point 0.5. Yeah, so she's just mid. Like she's good, but like it's hard to. Yeah, she's okay. Her ult is probably the hardest thing or like worst thing about her, but yeah, Spider Man. Some people might flame me for this, but I think he's just A. Um, but even in A, it's like I kind of want to put some. I want to make an A plus now because he's just A, and none of these people belong in the same tier as Spider Man or some of these DPS. I guess it's just these two. I think Magic is by far the best melee in the game. Do like this, so it looks better. Um, he could do one shot combo with Mantis a lot. He doesn't need Venom if he has Mantis, but if he doesn't have Mantis, he needs Venom to do the one shot combo. Even with that being said, if you're playing Spider-Man well, you're just constantly going in and just being annoying to the supports and making them blow um, CC and stuff. Um, what else? I'm trying to think. There really isn't much besides that. His ult is okay. They kind of nerfed it a little bit, so it doesn't like instantly stun halfway through it. I think it's near the end of it that if you're getting hit constantly, it stuns you. Um, but if you have any kind of mobility, like on your in your team, he can't really kill with his ult. So like Rocket, Loki, Shark. Um, I guess right now he's decent because Mantis Lunas play like every game. Oh yeah, even Cloak and Dagger could dodge it too with Banish. Um, yeah. Squirrel Girl, she's just decent. I'm gonna put her like behind all of these. I mean, maybe here. Her damage is decent. Her ult is probably the most laughable thing for an ult. Uh, yeah, she's kind of just like the projectile Hella in a sense. Instead of like having like a point and look like shift ability to like fly to a spot, she has a just a big jump. Instead of like a orb that stuns, she has a root like a nut, so she throws it someone to root them. Um, the damage though is honestly comparable to Hela. It's just she has a projectile and she has a hit scan. Um, and with that being said, if things up here are banned, like I said, like these three, if these three are banned, you could kind of get away with playing a Squirrel Girl or Namor or Moon Knight, you know. But you rarely even see this because people want the most consistent thing, right? So they play the closest thing to a hit scan. Um, but if you are good with projectiles, this character is really fucking good. If the top three are banned. Star Lord is probably low A, but S if these are banned. Again, nothing really to say about him. He has iframes on his dash, which is really good for outplaying like poke characters or like just anyone honestly. His shift is really good for relocating and getting high ground. His ult is just I wouldn't really say his ult's good. I say his ult is good for just building really quick and forcing Luna or Mantis ults. Um, I think if they pop Mantis ult, if you focus one guy and you're damage boosted as a Star Lord in the air, you could burn anyone through Mantis ult. Um, But yeah, Storm. Kind of want to put her in D, honestly. Nah, she's just low C. I gotta put Shark down here though. I can't see these bozos next to each other. Um, yeah, Storm. She really doesn't have anything going for her anymore. She really doesn't have anything going for her. Her ult is pretty decent, but with a competent team on your team, like you could just burn it in like half a second. It's pretty fucking bad. You need Magneto if you're gonna play Storm to bubble it. Um, the speed she provides is good. That's probably the only thing we'd even use it for. But her damage boost is just whatever. Like 90% of your games, you have a Mantis. Um, but there could be a comp out there one day. I know in the CB team there was Thor, Magneto, Strange, and Storm on the team. You would play triple tank Storm with Luna and Loki. I don't remember exactly what the other support was. Maybe it was Mantis, but I feel like that's just useless. No, or maybe not. So you could probably stay perma on speed and just Mantis buffs the DPS in the tanks. But yeah, she's pretty just like average, like not even average, like below average. Thor is, I love Thor. Thor is just fucking insane. If I'm not trying to be biased though, it's either low A or high B. I can't put him anywhere lower or higher, honestly. I'm just gonna put him high B because he isn't bad at all. His burst with like his optimal combo, which is I mean it's not really a combo. It's just it's constantly keeping uptime on your shield, so you have a lot of shield going into your F, right? So like depending on how close they are, you either are left click, right clicking, or you're shifting in into a left click, into a E, into a F, and it just you should have a lot of shield going into it, or like, I think it's just max, right? Like, wait, why am I not getting shield? Huh? Yeah, it's just 800. You should have cap going into it, and yeah, it's just a lot of burst damage, and the E applies is slow, so like they should just get blown the fuck up. Or they should get half HP, and if they aren't getting healed, the F will just clean them up. So, but with that being said, CC is like the biggest counter to him, and also poke. But if there's no poke in the game, this guy is fucking like high A, bro. Okay, we're almost done with this tier list too. Venom. Venom, I say he's low A. Um, Either low A or high B. But I think he can't be on the same tier as fucking Captain America, so I'm putting him high A. And the reason for this is his job isn't to kill anyone. If he gets kills, then your supports are horse shit. Um, he's in to just blow as many cooldowns to force your supports or force people to blow things. So if he gets that out, then your your team should have an easier time killing tanks or just pushing up, or your flankers should have an easier time to kill the supports and stuff. If Venom is going in and you're popping like Luna knows like right click or Mantis sleep or fucking Luna shift, like just for her to live, like if she's burning anything, you did your job. Um, Once you have your grapple, like you're just out, then you're waiting for your E to come back up. You're going back in and just rinse and repeating until you fucking win the fight. If you have a shit team, then that's not working, and this character's like C tier. Bucky. Bucky is honestly pretty fucking good. I'll put him like up here somewhere. Bucky's hook is like the biggest thing about his kit. On top of his just insane poke, like burst damage. Um, the worst thing about his kit is just his ult. In a good environment, like in a crazy environment with like people just always on top of healing, always on top of like their ability management and stuff. If Bucky pops ult, you're not killing anyone. Well, he shouldn't kill anyone. The only time you should kill someone is if you coordinate it to force Luna ult or something, and like they don't have Luna ult or Mantis ult, and you're just free reigning on them. Um, this character is kind of like an X Factor character, where like you could somehow pop off if you use Bucky ult at the weirdest times, like when like no one's expecting it type shit. Uh, but that's not why he's good though. It's just his hook and his like burst damage. That's really it. Wolverine, I think Wolverine's pretty fucking good. I've seen a couple like people in GM use this character, and using as like a tank buster is actually fucking crazy. So I'm gonna put this character like high B right here. It's good, but like it's just team oriented. Like you can't play Wolverine in Diamond, I don't think, or fucking Gold. This character just blows up in any rank that isn't like high like elo. But even in high elo, like you blow up anyway. But it's just like you have to communicate and like coordinate better. And his character is decent. Bucky Wolverine's a crazy combo right now. I've seen where Bucky goes for a hook on non-shielded characters, and Wolverine brings him deeper into the backline and just fucking annihilates him. But yeah, that's honestly the tier list. Um, I'm glad they didn't go past an hour. I think kind of speed ran that. If anyone has any questions or something, I'll probably be streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.